Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. And this is from director Peter Braungart, and from like 15 different writers, or something crazy like that. Insane, for sure. And this film focuses on Daffy Duck and Porky Pig, who are best buds, who unfortunately have to deal with this horrible threat that is an alien force that lands on Earth, infests this scientist, who then winds up creating this scum that turns everybody into zombies. They team up with Petunia Pig, who's a taste tester, who winds up helping them try to take out these gum-chewing zombies created by Peter McNichols, the Invader. And this film, I think right off the bat, like, this is a 90-minute film. Feels a little stretched and long in the tooth in terms of like the story it's trying to tell. And I think that happens a lot in terms of like short form animated stories and characters being adapted into feature length. And generally, like, there is a decent amount of story here. They have to really they spend a decent amount of time really setting up Daffy and Porky Pig and their whole entire backstory. You get this whole entire thing when they were kids, which there's some crazy dark sense of humor. Like, how did Porky get his stammer? It's pretty messed up. And then they have like this farmer who took them in, who's like a 2D painted character with like a weird moving mouth, like on SpongeBob, with like the pirate at the beginning. And then like he moves like this because he's like basically a cutout. And you're just like, what's going on here? And there's weird choices like that that are just so outrageous and bonkers that they fit. And you laugh at them and just kind of accept them. And you know, like the woman who like they want to sell their house, they want to be able to sell their house. And she's just like this bulky, like, the dynamics on the shape of her body are ridiculous. This film was just silly in so many strange kinds of ways. But also, it has some really fun physical comedy that will certainly get some laughs. And, like, especially like these old school cartoons, a lot of it was physical comedy. That slapstick really selling it. And then you have some great homages to so many science fiction films and stuff like that. There's a whole entire thing with the Thing and a flamethrower destroying the gum. And there's this crazy, wild sequence to REM's song, It's the End of the World, and We Know It. And you're just like, what's going on here? There's so many inspired choices that stand out. Now, this film does reek of having like 12 to 15 writers because there's so many random things thrown in. And I'm sure like this writer's like, that was my idea, that laugh was mine. And that's kind of how it feels hodgepodge together. I think Porky and Daffy are a lot of fun together. I think feel like they're really true to their characters. I think Petunia is a nice addition to the story. Peter McNichols does a great job with his voice acting as the Invader. There's plenty of slapstick and crazy moments for sure. I think this film has some really inspired laughs and homages and just crazy fun elements. And at the end, you really realize that like maybe this was a little overstretched. Maybe they really tried to play this out a little too much and try to make this a 90-minute film. And it loses a little steam at like middle points or towards the end. But this film just really captures the vibrance, the craziness, and a bit of an unhinged energy that I feel like has been missing from a lot of Looney Tunes things lately. Now, like, this has a strange edge to it for sure, and might not gel with some, like, purist of Looney Tunes, but I feel like this was an interesting modernization of the material that still works because I feel like Daffy and Porky are still very much themselves, just thrown into this crazy situation where they've been, you know, basically brothers since they were kids, and now they have to battle back against a giant alien horde, and Porky wants to, you know, get a girlfriend because she looks exactly like him, but with hair. And this is just a like I said, a bonkers kind of ride that really leans into its concept and has some fun with it. And honestly, some grotesque designs with some of these alien creatures and how the gum like takes them over. And there's some really creepy moments. There's certainly homages to Invasion of Body Snatchers and all these different kinds of things that people like me who watch so many movies can sit there and really enjoy these homages. And if you don't know all those references, it's still just a wild, fun time. And this is a fun adaptation of the Looney Tunes for a new world audience, and I think it really works on a lot of levels. But those are my thoughts on The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.